Hi, I'm SJ with SJ Tarot Therapy, and this is an all signs reading for you. So, just going to check in to see what's going on with you, what you're experiencing right now, and what's coming up. So, anything can come up, and I might see some medical stuff come up, relationship, career, money, family. So, we're just going to see what happens. I would love it if you liked the video and subscribed and leave a comment about your signs, rising, sun, moon, and if anything resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. So let's go ahead and get started with Aries. Okay, hi Aries. Give me a minute to shuffle the cards. You can always fast forward to when the reading starts. So what do we have for Aries? Okay, one more deck I'm going to shuffle really quick. All right, what's going on with Aries? Okay, Aries, what's going on with you right now? What are you experiencing? The medallion. Okay, so you may have experienced a promotion, leveled up somehow in your life. Could be that you had a surgery, maybe got a joint replacement or a pacemaker, a stent put in. So you're feeling like you've gotten over a hurdle, you've accomplished something that you've worked toward, you've put time into. You may have come into some money recently. So this is either something that you've worked on for a while and you've finally achieved it. You could have gotten a college degree, a certificate of some sort, maybe even gotten like signed for a home. Or this could be something that you didn't work for at all, just something that came out of the blue. Maybe you won the lottery, you came into some money, some inheritance that you weren't expecting. You know, maybe an investment that you had, you got a good return on that and you cashed that in. Let's see what else for Aries. What else for Aries? What's going on with Aries? You could have come up, found like a hidden treasure, you know, in your backyard or up in your attic or something like that. You could have like achieved a competition of some sort, like running a race or some sort of fitness competition, you know, anything like that. You could have a child who's been in a sports arena and they've had a major accomplishment. All right, Cobra. You were very focused on getting this. It's like you had your eye on the prize. So this is, you know, what's happening now. There could be people watching you like, what's your next move? What are you going to do now that you got that college degree? You may feel a lot of eyes on you. You could have entered into a new career path and you feel like everyone is excited for you to be there, but really paying attention to you. They kind of want to see what you've got. This could be being in some sort of a competitive sports thing. Eyes are on you. Maybe you're trying out for a team of some sort. This could be you maybe you've had the achievement and now you've leveled up, and it's you wondering what is next, really focused on the next part of your path. You just seem very focused here. So I feel like you know what you're going to do next. This could be just an accomplishment in a long line of accomplishments yet to come, because you've just been so focused on this path. It might be like becoming a doctor takes many years, many different stages of schooling and residencies and things like that. So you might just be in the middle of that and you're still just staying focused on the long path ahead. Let's see what else is coming up for Aries. If you did get some sort of a joint replacement, I see that this is a stable situation for you now. You're doing well in the recovery. Maybe you're getting into some new fitness that you can do now that you couldn't do before. So you're just slowly working your way into that, like doing a rehab kind of thing, or you just got out of a rehab, like a PT, physical therapy. We've got the Chariot. You're definitely moving into something new. You could have just gotten a new car that you've always wanted. Now you can afford it. The Fool in reversed. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe, this just isn't something new. It's just been something you've been dealing with for a long time. Like I said, it's just been a long path. This is just one success on the road. And then Page of Pentacles reversed. It just feels like what you're going after is still a ways up ahead. Like the rewards aren't quite where you want them to be. It might be, you've had a big achievement, gotten a college degree, but now you've gotten into a job where you feel like a beginner. This is, you may feel a little fearful about what's next. Maybe unsure. There might be a lot of expectations on you to push forward, but you're feeling unsure. Maybe you just don't know, what you're going to do next, or if you even want to continue the path that you've been on. Maybe you're questioning that right now. You may feel at a standstill, but maybe you're moving forward, but you're just uncertain about it. Let's see what's coming down the road for you. The Eternal Child. Okay, let's see. Elk. I wonder if something's come up where you're getting pulled in a different direction. Like it's unexpected. Ace of Swords reversed. Temperance reversed, and the Hermit. You may not feel confident where you're at right now. Confused, restless. You might feel a little alone in all this. you could just also be kind of seeing the light about what you really want to do. It could be working with children. So maybe, you were on one path to do a certain career. Now you're changing the career path to work with children. I feel like your passion is going to get ignited about something, and it's going to be not expected by others. And you may get you're either going to get opinions that are going to go against what you want, or you're just not going to tell people. Or you're going to start this path, but you're going to feel like it's not the right path. If this is like recovering from a surgery, it could be taking longer than you want it to be. You could have feel like you're having a few setbacks, like you can't go you just can't push it as fast as you want to, or as hard as you want to. If this is about a child who's achieved something, they may change their mind about what the path they're doing. It might catch you off guard. But they'll feel very passionate about it. You may either you or your child may isolate and maybe shut down maybe some anxiety issues, or but just not communicating about it. You might notice that in somebody or in yourself. Sometimes when we work towards a goal for so long, we work so hard, and then we get it. There's a letdown period where you kind of you feel a little lost, and that could be happening here. Maybe you're just going to take some time to recover from just all the hard work you've done. Regroup. Let's get a word for Aries. Where's Aries at right now? Integrity. I mean, you showed yourself you can do it, or if this is your child, that you could do it. You went through a big hurdle. You got through a big hurdle. I don't know, it kept you honest, probably. And now you might be, this is flexibility. That might be something else comes in where you think, oh, that's not what I thought I wanted something, but now I want something else. Or I just didn't realize now I don't really want this thing I worked so hard for, which is okay. You just need to have flexibility. Or maybe you thought you were going to get all these rewards, and you're having trouble finding a job, and you might have to have flexibility. Like maybe you thought you would get offered more money than what you're getting offered, and you might have to just start at the bottom. It isn't really, the picture isn't panning out the way you were expecting. Okay, Aries, that's what I have for you. I would love it if you liked and subscribed, and leave a comment if this resonated with you. Thank you for listening, and we'll move on to Taurus. Hi, Taurus. This is your all signs reading for you. What is happening? What are you experiencing right now? And what is to come? Let me just shuffle this deck really quick a couple times. I would love it if you liked and subscribed. And if you can always fast forward to the reading if you don't want to listen to me shuffle. One more. Okay, Taurus, let's see what you've got going on. What's going on with Taurus? What's going on with Taurus? What is Taurus experiencing right now? The kiss. Well, you may have met somebody new. Somebody's really into you. You might be really into somebody. This feels like the start of a new relationship, a new connection, just that honeymoon phase. Maybe you have been single for a while and you're ready to get back into the dating scene. And that's kind of what you're doing right now. Maybe you're on some dating websites or just, going on some blind dates or something. People are hooking you up. You're putting yourself out there. All right, let's see what else is going on. For Taurus. This could be, you may have a loved one who is on hospice right now. So they may be close to the end of their life. So you're spending a lot of time with them. Just a lot of quality time. You may be experiencing a nerve pain, maybe down one of your legs. It could be a neuropathy in your feet or a pain in one of your legs, like a sciatica. This may be coming from your back, like from a bulging disc. Somebody, if you've met somebody, they could have really be lighting you up. You're very excited about this connection. You feel like it feels like a really well-rounded, solid connection here. It's not like a super serious connection, but you are both just really vibing in a great place with each other. You're feeling abundant in life right now. Just things are good. Things are in a good place for you right now. I'm just getting also back to if someone is actively dying in your life, that it's like people are coming together, or you're coming together with that person, and there's like a full circle healing. Just forgiving somebody so they can move on. You may be on your honeymoon. You might be going on a honeymoon soon, or you just got back. Let's see what else is going on for Taurus. You just feel very much in alignment. You might just really, if this isn't about other people, it really could just be about you're just loving on yourself. You're loving yourself. You're feeling in alignment. You're just feeling good. Maybe you've lost weight and you feel really good in your body. If it's summer, if you're in the United States, or or the northern hemisphere, if it's summer where you're at, you know, you might just be really loving being outside and being social. Like music is imprinting you right now, the music that's around you right now. You're just vibing very high. All right, what else for Taurus? What else for Taurus? I think you're just having fun with friends. Just doesn't feel too serious. Your life doesn't feel too serious right now. All right, what's up with Taurus? No cards want to jump out at me here. There we go. Hermit. That could have come out flipped. I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. Knight of Swords, Seven of Cups reversed. For the pain down the legs, the neuropathy, a nerve pain, even could be a back pain. You may have tweaked it during doing some sort of activity, or when you do activity, it's either flaring from activity or you're finding relief. And when you're sitting, yeah, I think it's when you sit, you're getting pain. This could be a disc issue in your back. I feel like you don't really know what to do for it. It could be a chronic, it's kind of been going on for a while. It may come and go. And I would suggest looking into at least getting an x-ray. Maybe you could even go to a chiropractor and get an x-ray, or just go to your primary care doc or something and get an x-ray. I think you need an x-ray. Yeah, the more I'm looking at these cards, the more I'm seeing an x-ray on your back. Your pain may flare up at night. I think once you figure out where this is coming from for your pain, you're going to find relief quickly. You'll find an answer. It may be something that you have to kind of manage. Maybe there's different levels of treatment, and the more extreme, more invasive treatment is not something that you're willing to accept at this time. So you may opt to try to manage it on your own or with alternative medicine. Maybe you're dating and you've kissed some guys, but you're not, you're having fun, nothing serious. You may be getting a lot of attention, like people coming towards you, like guys or girls, whoever you're attracted to. You're getting a lot of attention, but you're kind of just not really wanting to settle down. Maybe you just feel like you're wondering if you have found the right one yet. Maybe you found somebody you like, but you're just not so sure. Maybe you met somebody, you thought it was great, and then you kind of saw that they weren't quite who you thought they were initially. So it's kind of a disappointment. And you're in tune enough with yourself to, you know what you want. So maybe you have recently let somebody go. maybe the person who you were spending time with has passed on. So you're just thinking about, your memories with that person and just kind of moving on. Like, it's time to move on now without that person. You might be feeling a little bit alone. But if this isn't about somebody who's passed on, it's about you choosing to be alone. Um, you might be experiencing some anxiety. Maybe there's no specific reason. You might be busy, but at night you might be having some anxiety. Let's see what else. Thanatos. This is the death card. So somebody could be passing on if they're on hospice. Obviously they're going to pass on, right? But I don't know. This is what's coming up for you. I don't know necessarily a timeline. Maybe September. Let's see. Hyena. Yeah, nighttime might be some stress for you for some reason. Chariot. This person may pass at night. They could pass in July. Yeah, they could. There's 7 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles reversed. This is somebody, if they pass, this is somebody, I don't think this is going to be like a shocking passing. It's somebody who has been actively dying. Okay, so moving on, let's see. If this is a pain down the left leg, this could be a sciatica. You may want to look at your posture in the car and see if that left leg is turned outward in an external rotation, which can cause a pinching of the nerve. You may know somebody who's experiencing this. This happens quite often in men. They'll get pain in the left leg, down the back of it typically, and it's from their posture in the car. What's coming up for you, Taurus? I just don't see you. I feel like you were dating. Maybe you found somebody you really liked and they were a disappointment for you. And you've decided to just go it alone for a while. You're done trying to be in that fray. Like, you're not going to give to anybody right now. You just want to be alone, keep moving on. There may be something that's coming up for you, like, I don't know, a job, a situation where you move on from it because it's not giving you what you want. Maybe you ask for a raise or promotion and you don't get it. So you find something new. This hyena card. This is, hyena packs are very complicated. They're always changing. Like, who's on top? Like, the hierarchy is always changing. The dynamics are always changing. You may get out of like a group situation that you don't like it. You feel like maybe there's some manipulative people in it. They're not appreciating what you're putting into it. You know, hyenas are very smart. So you may be, I really see you figuring something out here. It's like something difficult, something challenging. Maybe, you know, it could be as simple as like your car breaks down and you need to get another one, a new one. And you figure that out. You have to, you find a really good deal or something like that. But I see you really having to be very strategic. Okay, let's get a word for Taurus. Where is Taurus at right now? Patience. If somebody is actively dying, then, you know, it's that waiting. You're seeing that maybe you jumped into dating and you just realized, okay, this isn't as easy as I thought or as cut and dry, or maybe this is going to take more time. It's not the right time. You're experiencing, something's testing your patience right now. And what's coming up is contentment. Yeah, I think you're going to strategize. You're going to get out of something because you're not getting contentment. So you're going to do something here. And if this is about somebody who passes on, you'll feel at peace that they are, you know, out of pain. It will be a peaceful passing, and you know, it'll feel like that was the right time. So contentment is coming up for you. You just might have to kind of jump through some hoops to get there. I'm not exactly sure in what arena this is going to be. Could be work, could be a group of people, and could be somebody who's passing in your life. All right, Taurus, well, that's your reading. I would love to hear a comment from you. If any of this resonated, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, let's move on to Gemini. Hi, Gemini. This is an all signs reading for you. What you're experiencing now, what you are just dealing with right now, and what is coming up for you. So let me just shuffle this deck a couple times. I'd love it if you liked and subscribed. You can always fast forward to get to the reading. One more. All right, Gemini. What's going on with Gemini right now? What's going on with Gemini right now? What's going on with Gemini? Oh, that's too many. What's going on with Gemini right now? What are you dealing with? The Healer. So you may have just come out of a toxic situation, a toxic relationship, a toxic job situation, and you're in a healing process with yourself. You may have achieved some sort of training, education, and now you are a healer. you may be seeking out a healer, maybe an alternative medicine practitioner, to help you with some sort of physical issue. Could be a mental issue too. You know, for some reason I'm getting like your sleep isn't that great right now. All right. Cheetah. Maybe you're having some heart issues like a tachycardia. Your heart is racing, palpitations, maybe a high blood pressure. And you're seeking out, it could be a doctor, you're seeking out a practitioner to help you with this issue. Could have come on suddenly. Otherwise, it could be that you're really excited if you've obtained a training on being a healer yourself. You could be very excited for what's coming up for you, or you might even have entered into a training and you're just really excited for it. It's very motivating for you. You could be training for a race of some kind. You could have gotten injured in your training. Okay, let's see what else for Gemini. The Lover's reversed. Oh. Two of Wands and the Emperor. A lot of red here. I'm seeing something might be going on with your root chakra, like security issues, maybe low back issues, or leg issues, maybe even genital issues, maybe a bleeding issue, a bleeding disorder. Could be pain during menstruation, like a fibroid issue. You could have just left a relationship. But you feel free. You're excited for what's to come. You could have, maybe it's not a relationship, but it was something you were committed to, and now you've left it. There's a passion that's sparked in you for going after a brand new career path. It looks like some sort of healing path. Maybe you have always dabbled in it on the side, and you're deciding you feel like an expert enough to display that, to show that, to offer it to others. Something's happening very quickly here. Maybe the person you left was very domineering. You had to kind of strategize how to get out, and then when there was a window, you got out really fast. And you're just healing. You're in a healing phase. It's like there's options here. Maybe you're in a training, but you don't really know exactly what you're going to do with it yet. People may be wondering, like they want you to nail something down, have a concrete plan, and you kind of don't, because you're just not in that headspace yet. But you're going to get there, or maybe you're starting to think about it now, but you haven't really nailed it down yet. Okay, what's coming down the road? The Mentor. Yeah, so you might, graduate that program and be ready to really bring forth your new skills. Panther. Really going after something with a lot of confidence. Temperance. Very sure in yourself when this is all said and done, and what's coming when you come out of this. I think, if these are physical problems like heart problems or bleeding issues or something, it's going to get handled. It's going to get taken care of. I think you're going to find a really great practitioner. You may do even a lot of research on your own and just really learn a lot about what you're dealing with. Two of Cups, Fool reversed. Well, if this is going after something new, after like a training, you're going to just love what you're doing. You may feel some insecurity. Like, yes, you're sure about the path. You may be a little insecure, like I said, on like the concrete logistics of how to call it forth and do it. You may feel a little unsure of how to go about offering people what you have to offer. There's no question that you love what you're doing. You're just not sure how to start. You may take some time to figure that out. That might make you feel insecure. Like, you're very sure about what you know and what you want to offer. You're just not so sure on the business side of things, maybe. And that's where you're going to get challenged with some insecurities. If this is a heart issue, you may need to just slow down. It really could be a heart issue. And you just need to slow it down, slow things down. You may experience it more at night. It's going to take some time to really level it out. Let's get a word for Gemini for where they're at now. Intention. So you definitely know what you're going after. It's that cheetah energy. You're leaving something, you're going into something. You very much have an intention behind it. You know what you're doing. What's coming up? Tenderness. That might be just that taking a pause before you map out make the real business plan, or to heal the physical issue. You might need to just take it easy. Yeah. All right. Well, Gemini, that's your reading. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if anything resonated. And I'll see you next time. Let's move on to Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Give me a moment to shuffle the cards. In the meantime, if you could like and subscribe. This is all signs reading for you. What's happening with you? What are you dealing with? And what's coming up for you? Can always fast forward to the reading. Just need to do a few more shuffles here. All right. Cancer. What's going on with Cancer? The Forest. Well, you might be doing some camping right now or have a camping trip planned. You may be moving into the mountains. It seems like you've got a lot going on. You can't see the forest through the trees or the forest for the trees. It's hard to see the big picture right now. You feel kind of inundated with something, something that you're cultivating. You've been working on it for a long time. There's a lot to it. This hasn't been a real straight line project or initiative or job path, career path. You're building something, or you're wanting to build something. Maybe you're building a home. You're doing some hiking. It's calling to me cheetah again. Interesting. We just got cheetah. I feel like you kind of just want to be done with this thing that you've been working on. Maybe you're in a part of the journey where you can move a lot quicker now. You're trying to grow something quickly. You're driven though. You're on a mission. All right, what else for Cancer? The Emperor reversed. You might be feeling like you're losing the plot here, you know, that's why you're just like, I got to get this done. You're feeling kind of restless. But it's just not necessarily something that you can really rush through. There might be some blocks. So your energy is being blocked. If this is a physical issue, this could be like a diabetic issue, an insulin issue. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, like you're just being slowed down. You do not want to be, though. But there's something here for you in the slowness. It's almost like you need to get really methodical or like very intentional about like, yeah, like if this is a diabetic issue, it's You really need to be much more mindful about what you're eating. You know, making sure you're not eating too many carbs. You need to start counting your carbs and getting enough protein and cutting back on your sugar. And it's like you just kind of want to do what you've always done. And you're just being slowed down. You know, it's like physically you're being forced to slow down in an area and be more intentional right now. And you're frustrated. But I think it's for the best for you, or for this project, this path. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, so there's like, if you rush, you're not going to grow. Like, you're not going to get what you need to get right now. You're not going to see what you need to see, or you're going to miss something. You're going to miss an opportunity. Maybe you were given some medication, you just don't want to take it. You don't like how it makes you feel. But it will really help you. I think it'll help you feel better in the long run. You might be kind of stubborn about it right now, about the changes you need to make physically. Or even if you're trying to do a project, like you're building a home. You might be being stubborn about slowing down, but I think you're just getting slowed down anyway, whether you don't like it or not. You might have already missed an opportunity. You're frustrated at yourself, so you're going too fast. So now you might have to go back and rework something. All right, let's see what else, Cancer. The Sustainer. Yeah, this could be to like you're trying to make changes or something, or make your life better in some way, but you've kind of already planted some seeds. You've already, like, in a way done some damage that you have to go back, and it's going to take time to heal or time to reroute. You might have to let something go. So the Sustainer, I feel like if you slow down, you're going to get a lot out of it. Here's Snake. Then the things may change just the way you want them to, but you have to slow down first. 10 of Cups. 9 of Cups reversed. 2 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, you're going to let something go. Maybe you've been a little indecisive, and you'll finally just decide. I feel like you might need to ask for help. You might need to let someone help you. So like if this is, diabetes, and you have to look at your nutrition, maybe you need to seek out the nutritionist at the hospital or something, and get some education. Like you might have to let something go, a food that you really like, but you'll really be better for it. It won't be as hard in the long run. There's a transformation here. You're going to change. maybe, you know, there's something that like I said, something you've done that kind of created some damage. Maybe like an addiction that you haven't wanted to let go. But when you do, things are really going to fall into place. It's not going to be then as hard as you are thinking. You just have to stop being stubborn about it, or trying to control it the way you think it should go. Maybe there's a better way. All right. Let's get a word for Cancer. Wisdom. Yeah, let's see. You just need to be the wiser right now. Make wise choices about, you know, whatever you're working on. Whether it's like your plan of attack or what you're eating, the addiction. Be the wiser about it. Slow down. It's just not something you can rush. What's going on? What's going to come down the line? Transformation. See, that's the snake. You're going to transform. It's going to be very good for you. Very good. There's just something that you need to let go of. Yep. It's not serving you anymore. Okay, Cancer, that's your reading. If you enjoyed it, if it spoke to you, I'd love to hear a comment. And please like and subscribe. That would be awesome too. Thanks so much for listening. Let's move on to Leo. Hi, Leo. Give me a minute to shuffle the cards. This is your all signs reading. I would love it if you liked and subscribed. You can always fast forward to the reading while I'm shuffling here. This is about you and what you've been dealing with currently and what's coming down the road for you. All right, Leo, let's see what's going on with Leo. All right, Leo, what's going on with you? What are you experiencing right now? What's going on with Leo? 2. I'm going to throw those back in because I'm only taking 1. There we go. The Creator. Well, you may be into a creative project. You're working on something that's creative. You might have been working on it for a while. So you're finishing it up, or you just have gotten the idea and you've just started. This is something you're very passionate about. Let's get more on that. It's like you're masterminding something. You're creating something. You're masterminding. So it's either a project or it's truly like you're creating your life the way you want it to be right now. You're really making moves to create what you want to create. Phoenix. I love that. Okay. Very transformative. You must have come out of something that was very hard. Really, really took you down. Just really affected you. And you might be processing it through your creativity. It might have inspired like a creative project. This might be like a new birth of creativity. Maybe something you had just stopped doing a long time ago and It's coming back to life in you. Just see a lot of passion here. So you might just be doing this on the side. Could be that you've just left your career and you're just like, I'm going to do this thing, this creative thing. What else for Leo? The Star. You may have gotten a commission to create something for somebody. Like your stuff is getting seen. You're putting it out there. The Hermit. The Hermit, you know, it's like, I feel like you're really liking being alone right now. The Magician reversed. You know, maybe you, like I said, you got out of something that really was hard and not good for you, but so you're alone. You're just by default, you're alone. It's better to be alone than to be with someone who's toxic, or you like quit a job that was toxic, so you just feel alone, but you're using this time to just let yourself be inspired, even though you might be in a healing stage right now. It's almost like you have one of two options in your healing. You can either just turn in on yourself in a negative way and just really beat yourself up and let the things that people have said to you really get to you, or you can funnel it into like creativity, and that's what you're doing. And you're just like, you know, maybe this is your time to dream big, go after your dreams. You're healing. The creativity is healing you. I mean, if you're not creative right now, but you're coming out of something that was hard, I would say you should look into being creative. It could really help you heal. You're just feeling very inspired. This could really take you somewhere. Like your stuff is either getting seen right now or it will. What else is coming? The Mother. Okay. Maybe you got out of a toxic relationship with your mother. You know, you finally let go of something there. Maybe your mother passed. And, you know, it was just a hard thing to go through, to lose your mom. Maybe you're becoming a mother, and that's a creative thing too, to create a baby and to birth a baby. It's a very powerful process. And so now you're a new mother, and you're feeling inspired, but you might feel a little alone too, and maybe you might have some postpartum going on, but you love being a mother, so it's not like a bad thing. It's just you're adjusting. Frog. There's some emotions here. You're having to adapt. You're changing. It's like you are not who you were before. So you could be a new mother now. You could have some moments of depression, negative self-talk. I think you are being creative. I think you have moments, though, that you might be struggling more than you're letting on. High Priestess in reverse. So this is what's coming. Seven of Wands and the Empress reversed. You might just be, whatever you're going after and that you're creating might not really fit the mold of what people expect of you or have put their expectations on you. And, you know, you might have struggled with that, but you're going to do it anyway. And you're going to tell people. You're going to reveal what you've been working on behind the scenes. So interesting. The Mother and the Empress reversed. I see. Okay, I do see maybe a challenging time coming up for you. If you did have a baby, you may go into some postpartum depression and just feel down. And you're gonna, you may turn to yoga or like you might have had a yoga practice. You're gonna get back into it. And you're gonna talk about it with somebody. You're gonna tell somebody that you're struggling. And maybe it's not postpartum. It's just I do see a stuckness here. Hangman reversed. There's a King of Cups and there's an Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands. It's like something happens. Something's going to happen that's going to make you feel stuck or like you're going to question yourself. It could be challenging your confidence to put yourself out there and the things you've been creating. Maybe, if you did get out of something that was a tough, hard relationship, that healing path isn't like a straight line either. It's just takes time. And it's like ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Something's going to come to light. You're just going to have to it's like you need to hold the line and not lose yourself in whatever this newness is. The Star, it's like you had expectations. You're going to question yourself. Maybe just some confidence issues. You need to really trust yourself. It's like you need to quiet your mind, quiet everything down, and just breathe if this happens. Let's get a word for Leo. Where's Leo at right now? Forgiveness. So that's that healing. You've coming out of something. That's the Phoenix. That's the Creator. Something in the past, like it's like coming to terms with something. All right, what's going on with Leo? Or what's coming down the pipeline? Purification. That is the Frog card. Yeah. That's going to be, and the Seven of Wands, there's going to be a heaviness, like a depression or a lack of self-esteem, insecurity, a challenge in your confidence. And then it's like you've got to get rid of there's something like old thoughts, old beliefs. Could be like doing the sauna at the gym, taking baths, like Epsom salt baths or something. Okay, well, that's your reading, Leo. Thank you so much for listening. Leave a comment if this resonated. I'd love to hear. And like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Okay. Virgo. Hi, Virgo. This is your all signs reading for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards a few times. Please like and subscribe. And you can fast forward if you want to just get straight to the reading. This is all signs for you. What are you experiencing right now? Whoops. What is what's coming up for you? Okay, let me just shuffle this deck really quick, and then we'll get started. All right, Virgo, let's get started. For Virgo, what's going on with Virgo? Agape. Agape is unconditional love. Like spiritual, being very spiritually in tune, just very spiritually focused. Like maybe you're just getting the noise out of your life finally, and you're just realizing what's really important to you. Like you're seeing that spirituality needs to hold a place in your life more so than maybe what it has. You may be discovering, like branching out into your spirituality or religion, volunteering at your church, or maybe you found a new temple or church that's really inspired you, or a new priest or teacher that's really inspiring you. You may have been through a big healing journey, and you're coming out the other side with you kind of just see the big picture. Life is what it is, and you're seeing what really matters. It's just maybe just even a spiritual awakening. You might not even have been that spiritual before or religious, and now you just kind of are. Okay, what else for Virgo? The black egg. You might be being quiet about this and not really sharing it. It's just a very inside job for you, very internal. You may be questioning old spiritual beliefs and coming into some new ones. You might just really be on a spiritual quest right now, like wanting answers. What else for Virgo? Just questioning, maybe, what do I believe? Maybe you're just at a time in your life where you're trying to get straight with that. Maybe you've never spoken your real beliefs, and you're about to, or you're starting to, and they might not resonate with everybody, but you just don't care anymore. You're allowed to believe what you want to believe too, but you've always kind of kept quiet. Virgos will do that. Virgos will put themselves on the back burner for everybody else. they'll hold their opinions and beliefs back if it makes other people uncomfortable. Hanged Man, the Tower. So yeah, you're having an epiphany about something, and it's pretty big. Or you're going to put something out that's going to speak what you've been believing, and it's there's going to be a reaction, you know, and you don't really care. You feel like maybe it'll help people see something that they need to see too. So that's why you would do it. That's why you would put this out there. Maybe it's even surprising you, catching you off guard. Or, yeah, I do get that this is almost like you've been incubating something for a long time, and now you're releasing it. But it has to do, it's something spiritual. It's something religious. It's something that's going to make people think differently or challenge their own beliefs. High Priestess. Yeah, it's something you've kept in. You haven't spoken about this. You haven't put it out there. It's really been very internal for you. You might be having like an awakening, like a third eye, sixth chakra opening, seventh chakra opening, just a kundalini rising too, you know, just opening up all your chakras. Like you could be having a big awakening. You could be having dreams that are really vivid and speaking to you. It's like you're waking up to your intuition and your psychic powers and your connection to something greater than yourself. It's surprising you. It could shock the people around you. What's coming is Thanatos, the death card. I just don't think people are going to see you the same. And like when you release this and let this out, people aren't going to see you the same. Oyster. Interesting. That's really interesting. I just really see this incubation of something really powerful that's going to come and be shown and revealed. And it's going to throw people's image of you. It's like it's going to throw it out the window. They're just going to see you so different. And you're going to come, like you're finally going to feel like this part of yourself is going to be seen. But at the same time, I do see a protection, like maybe you're releasing something that people won't know it's you doing it, or like you're still going to be very private. Eight of Cups reversed. Okay. Knight of Pentacles reversed and Five of Pentacles reversed. There's just something you're not going to give to anymore, some beliefs or a religion. And Knight of Cups, Four of Wands, Knight of Swords. It's like you're not what you were offering in the past to people or to a career. You're not going to do that anymore. You're going to go do something where you feel more accepted or yourself or more seen. It's more in alignment with your beliefs. This Eight of Cups, though, in reversed. It's like almost like once you let the cat out of the bag, you're not going to get it back in. So I see this being very good for you. It's like your life as it stands right now is not going to be the same. I see some fame here. I see some fame. You're going to be really well received. Maybe not by the people in your close circle. I think they may be like, whoa. But in fact, you might get rid of people in your close circle because they just aren't in alignment. It's part of this process. But the people who are going to receive your message you're going to be very well received. I think it's going to happen quickly. And it feels like it's just like about time. It's about time because I think you've been working on this for a while. This has been incubating for a while. You're going to get abundance from this. It's almost like, it's like, I just feel like you could get major abundance. A lot. Like, you're feeling very divinely led here, and there's going to be a reason for that. You're going to get to a good place. I think you haven't been in a good place for a long time. You've been in a very everything, like your whole paradigm has been challenged, basically. And now you're coming out the other side with some serious wisdom. Let's get a word for where you're at right now. Humor. I mean, it could just be like you literally had to go through so much to get where you're at. Like I almost see this as a sarcastic kind of humor, but maybe you just need to have fun too. Maybe you just need to laugh a little more. Maybe you're just a funny person. I do see some cynicism or some sarcasm coming through that. And then purpose. Yeah, I feel like you're really going to find your true path. You're really going to find your true path. I think your path before was kind of heavy. Like I said, you've been through a lot. Your entire paradigm got challenged, and I think you almost find it comical at this point because it was almost that ridiculous that it got challenged on so many levels. But it's like not much more, that you could do to me at this point. So now you're just gonna go do what you really love to do, because what do you have to lose at that point? All right, Virgo, there's your reading. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if this resonated. And I'll see you soon. All right, so let's move on to Libra. Hi, Libra. This is your all signs reading. Give me a minute to shuffle the cards. You can like and subscribe. That would be awesome. And you can fast forward to get through the shuffling here. This is an all signs reading for you. What you've been experiencing, what's coming up for you. One more shuffle. All right. Libra, what has been happening in your world? Get some light in here. All right. All right, Libra. What's going on with Libra? What is Libra experiencing? What is Libra experiencing? The Pilgrim. You are on a journey, like a spiritual journey. Maybe you're just looking for some purpose right now. Like, what is it all for? Some meaning. You're trying to find meaning. You're getting into something new, but it feels kind of spiritual. Like, it's like, what do I want now? What inspires me? What moves me? You know, what am I doing here? So you're on a journey. But it's new. You're taking up something new. It's almost like it's not even about a career or anybody else. It's just really about you. You know, I mean, people take pilgrimages. You know, I don't really know what they're all called, but there's mile-long hikes and treks to get to a temple or to do the long trek that the ancestors did. You might be doing something like that. All of a sudden feeling inspired. Like you might be traveling somewhere where there's temples. Because you're just looking for meaning. Like life just isn't making you feel, you're not seeing the meaning. Let me open. There you go. Life doesn't really have much meaning right now. Like you're kind of just going through the motions. What else for Libra? What else for Libra? Too many. What else for Libra? This one wanted to come out. Starfish. You're trying to find like a beauty in life again. Something that gives you meaning. I mean, it's the kind of I feel like you're having an awakening about your life. Like, where do you fit in all this? What do you want? What's your legacy? What are you going to leave behind? What is the last half of your life going to be? Maybe, you work in the corporate world and you're just like seeing that it pays the bills, but it's not really where my soul is at, where my spirit wants to be. And so you're just having an awakening. But it's like, I don't think you're necessarily changing your career. You may just be walking more. Walking might be something you're doing for fitness now. You may need a stent put in your veins in your leg. One of your legs, both legs, for like a venous disease. You may have like varicose veins. You might be trying to get out of just a stagnant activity level. And that's why you would maybe start walking again. Chariot reversed. Well, you might be changing directions spiritually. Just maybe you abandoned religion that you were raised with and now you're going back to it. You might be on one path and changing another's. It could be career. I mean, I kept saying I don't think it is, but it could be. Yeah, you're getting inspired by something new. Like you're finding that maybe what's missing is a religious component, a spiritual component. Maybe you're slowing down. Like what really matters in life. Like an existential crisis. But you're not like in a dark place about it. You're kind of seeing the light from it. Like what's the answer for you? You may be meditating more. Maybe you've retired and you're now going on those trips that you've always wanted to go on, or those yoga classes that you never had time to do. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else. The fault line. Yeah, like your paradigm is cracking. Just what used to mean something to you, it just isn't. Maybe you're just you could be I mentioned the varicose veins, the venous disease in your legs. You could be getting a wound from that. Buffalo. You're just really getting spiritually in tune. It's just spirituality's or religion, whatever you want to call it, is really starting to take center stage for you. Maybe you just can't hide it anymore. Judgment reversed. This could be really going back to like the religion you were raised with. Feeling like you're getting towards the end of your life, or you don't want to get to the end of your life and not have a religion. 8 of Wands reversed. 6 of Swords reversed. It's like what used to do it for you just isn't doing it for you in your life anymore. And you're just like, what means something to me? You know, if it's the medical stuff, you may have tried things and you do need to see like more of an expert or something. You've thrown a lot of things at it and it just hasn't stuck. And so you need to take it to the next level. Six of Swords reversed, Four of Swords reversed. You're restless, Ten of Cups, yet you're just not happy. You're just like, you might be reading the Bible, reading some spiritual texts. I don't necessarily think you're leaving something for something else, but it's just what you have isn't fulfilling you completely. You might be traveling, might be going somewhere, or it could even be in your community. You found a church or a temple that you're going to start going to. But you're having an epiphany. Like you're just not going to be the same after you figure this out. It's going to just really touch your soul, you know? Let's get a word for Libra. Where's Libra at right now? Inspiration. Yep. That's that. Where were we? Pilgrim. That's what that is. Yeah, you're just feeling like called. What's coming up? Contentment. You're gonna, yeah, when you find it, like I said, you're just gonna be a changed person. You're gonna find what you're looking for. All right, Libra, that's your reading. I hope that helped. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if this resonated. I'd love to hear about what resonated for you. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Oops. Hey, Scorpio. This is your all signs reading. Please like and subscribe. Feel free to fast forward to the reading as I'm shuffling the cards here. This is a reading for you. What's coming up for you? What are you experiencing now? All right, one more deck to shuffle. All right, one more time. All right, Leo, let's see what's going on with you. What's going on with Leo? That's too many. Only taking one. What is going on with Leo? The mother. So you could be pregnant. You could have become a new mother. You could be, maybe your mother just passed. If so, I'm very sorry. You could just be dealing with your mother. Maybe her health, she's having some health challenges. You might be doing something in your life that's very nurturing. You might just be mothering yourself, you know, giving yourself what you need. What else for Scorpio? Your mother may need you right now more than usual. You might be caring for your mother. You might get some news about your mother. Okay, that's too many. Oh, we're just gonna try that again. If they are meant to come out, they'll come out again. Okay. What else for Scorpio? going on with Scorpio? What's going on with Scorpio? Oh, for gosh sakes. Let's try that again. You know, you might be seeing your mother in you now, you know, you might be saying things to your kids that your mom used to say to you, and you're seeing the wisdom of your mother. Oh, for gosh sakes. Okay, let's try this again. All right, Scorpio. What else? You might just really be focusing on your home, making it more cozy, spending a lot of time at home. Horse. You might be rushing to go be with your mother. You know, like she may need you. You may have a strong desire to put your mothering qualities out into the world, like volunteering for like a women's shelter, or if you're a nurse, you want to go work in the NICU with the babies, you know, something like that. Just feeling a strong pull to go towards that. You might be caring for your mother right now. Like you might have to be the strong one right now. It might not be your health. Maybe she lost her spouse or something, and you're having to kind of emotionally support her, but you're the grounding force now. You know, if you lost your mother recently, then you're having to assume that role within the family. I just feel like you're carrying a lot of people's burdens or weight on you. So you might just have a family yourself, and you're feeling like a lot of people in your family are relying on you, like your kids, your partner. You may be moving to go be closer to your mother. What else, Scorpio? Three of Swords, Two of Cups reverse. Okay, what else? This could be Justice reversed. This could have been just a sudden loss of your mother. You could have been pregnant and lost the baby, a sudden loss. I'm not saying this is coming. This is what you are dealing with right now, okay? Your partner could have something going on with their mother. Maybe they lost their mother. You know, if it's not about a mother, then it's, you know, maybe you're in a custody battle. And you know, maybe you didn't get in as much time as you wanted for parent time. So you're going through a divorce, you have children with this person. You're feeling just the weight of that and how it's going to affect the kids and how it's going to affect them and how they see you, or if they're not with you all the time. You're worried about your kids. You're heartbroken. You're heartbroken here. You lost somebody that you were really connected to, and it feels unfair. So, you know, that could be so many different ways that you could have lost somebody you felt connected to, and it feels unfair. You know, it feels like there could have just been a legal decision that was made that felt unfair. And it's like you're having to persevere, but you're hurting. You're hurting. You're persevering. I mean, you're pushing through like all mothers do, pretty much, right? I mean, moms will do it rain, snow, shine, sick, tired, they'll show up, but you're struggling. Let's see what's coming down the pipeline for you. Thanatos, death. If you lost some parent time with your kids because the custody didn't work out the way you wanted it to, and just feeling like a death of what you thought being a mother was going to be for you, how it was going to look for you. Maybe people just, how they perceived you, that image has changed and you're just feeling a little lost. Okay, what else? Cosmic egg. There's something new coming in though. Okay, 8 of Cups reversed. Hanged Man, High Priestess. There's something new coming in. You're going to see why this has all happened. There's going to be like a spiritual, like a message, like some sort of synchronicity. If there was like a legal decision that was made, it might somehow get reversed. Or you might actually see something good in it. Like now you have more time to focus on going back to school or something like that. To start that side business. I think right now you're going through the toughest part of all this. But coming down the road, what's coming, you're going to see why this happened. It's just going to, like, you're going to make peace with this. You're going to see it in a new way. It's almost like it's going to, you're going to get free. Like you're going to embrace what happened the best that you can, Like you're going to see the silver lining. You're going to just see the divinity in it. It's going to make sense. This is going to make sense. All right, let's get a word for Libra, where Libra's at right now. Simplicity. Yeah, I do think things feel complicated right now. I do. Or, if this was like a decision that was made for custody, it's like just too black and white. It's just people don't live like that. That kind of a schedule doesn't work. And so it's almost too simplistic. But again, you're going to see why this all happened. Okay, what's coming down the road? Power. Yep. Yeah, you're going to find your power in this. It's just going to click. Something's going to click and you're just going to see it all in a different way. So how you're perceiving it now is not going to be what you see down the road. All right, Libra, that's your reading. If this resonated, I'd love to get a comment from you about it. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening, and let's move on. Oh, sorry, this was Scorpio. Let's move on. Wait, who was this? This was Scorpio. Yeah, this was Scorpio. I'm sorry, this was Scorpio. So thank you, Scorpio. And let's move on to Sagittarius. All right. I'm gonna shuffle the cards. Hey, Sag, this is your all signs reading. And this is for you. What's you're experiencing right now, what's coming down the pipeline for you, what you can expect. Feel free to like and subscribe. And you can always fast forward to the reading. I'm almost done shuffling. All right, Sag. What's going on with you? What are you going through right now? What is Sagittarius going through right now? The storm. Well, difficult time right now, I'm thinking. Could have an epiphany that could make you turn some things upside down, or somebody has come to you with something that's turning your world upside down. There could be some tension and friction going on with a group of people. You know, this could even just be like layoffs are happening at work. So the work environment is very stressful right now. It's like you guys are getting news about something that you weren't really expecting. That this is like a transition. There's some stress going on here. Oops. All right. There's some stress going on here. Yeah, this is about a group of people. There's people involved that you're walking away from because there's just too much drama. Could be a family dynamic where that's just too much. You're like getting out of there. The Hierophant, yeah, you're walking away from something. Could be a marriage. You're just tired of all the fighting. Or there could be a third party that you've discovered. That could be like the shock that kind of takes the house of cards down. I think it's already happened, and so you're coming out of it, or like it's I think the shock has already happened. Okay. The marriage is over, or the job is done. You no longer want to see those people anymore. The Empress. Yeah, you're like, I'm getting out of this. I'm not going to play in this playground anymore. I'm going to go take care of myself. I want to be happy. You know, I'm just so tired of it. I think it's maybe something you've been dealing with for a while, like the storm. But there's something that happened that was kind of quick, fast, maybe unexpected. Just the straw that broke the camel's back to really just make you say, I'm out. Like, that's my cue to get out of here. And you seem actually like ready to leave that toxicity, ready to go get a life that feels good. You might be working on that right now. Cultivating something for yourself, for you. You're focusing on yourself. It could have just really dragged you down, and now you're like getting back in your fitness routine. You know, this could have been a diagnosis of some sort that was shocking, but you're handling it, you're managing it. You may have even healed it, cured it by now. Like you're on your way to, like you just need to do some stuff to get there, but you're getting there. But it was just a shocker at first. You may have had symptoms leading up to it for a long time, and then you got a diagnosis, and then it all made sense. And so now you're seeing your life in a new way, that there is hope again to live a good life and to feel good again. What's coming for you? The flame. You may be meeting your twin flame. Something is going to ignite in you because you're focusing on yourself now, and so you're not dealing with all these people anymore. Could be like a new career path, the snake. You're going to change it, that transition. You're going to come out of that a different person. Your life's going to look different. You might physically look different because, you know, you focused on, I don't know, your weight or your diet. There's something you're doing for yourself physically that's going to change, or the medication's helping. New skin. You might have had a skin issue that's going to clear up. It's like you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but something new's coming. It's going to change you. High Priestess reversed. I've gotten this card a few times. Hanged Man reversed, and we've gotten this one a few times. Five of Swords. Well, I think there's a lot of newness coming in. I think you may feel a little insecure or doubt yourself. If you're on a new medication, it could be giving you a headache, or some other issues are going to pop up. I don't see it being serious, but just kind of like you're not completely out of the woods on some physical ailments. Like if it's a chronic illness that you've got diagnosed, it might take some time to really get the medications right. Yeah, this could have been that if there was a third party and you discovered it. But you're like trusting your intuition, but that could be the new path, is something that you're doing with your intuition. If it's meeting your twin flame, I mean, that's just going to change things. It's like, oh my gosh, now this person I'm so connected to, it's, basically my other half. You're going to feel like you're going to take a pause for a minute, though. It's going to feel like a lot. I think a lot's going to go on. Just, you may just take a pause at some point to rest, or you might be getting a lot of intuitive messages that you're ignoring, not on purpose, but you don't even really realize you're getting them. If you meet your twin flame, or it's somebody who you think is your twin flame, you might be worried that you're getting into another toxic relationship because it's been a pattern for you. So you might pause and take a step back to make sure that that's not happening, because you've learned some things. All right, Sag. Something is going to be revealed here. That could have been the third party, or someone may come out of the woodwork and tell you that they're really into you. And I'm seeing this Five of Swords, like, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if you're really going to want to deal with it. Okay, what's going on with you? Responsibility for what's going on with you right now? I think you've been trying to keep something together that, or stay in a job that's kind of, the writing's been on the wall. And then when it finally just came down, you know, you got laid off or found the third party, it was just like, I don't know, you've been holding up this situation for a while, so it feels kind of heavy. Education, you may start something new like that. That could be that flame. And that's the pause. You have to go get some education. You're stressed about it though. You don't know if you can do it. You don't know if you can trust yourself, if you have to go back to school for something, or like if you can do, if you're smart enough. You're going to question yourself. You're going to doubt yourself. But don't do that. You're going to be just fine, but you're going to have a moment. But you're going to get through it. You're going to come out changed. You will. All right, Sag, there's your reading. Hope that helped. Leave a comment if it resonated. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. And let's move on to Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. This is your all signs reading for you. Please like and subscribe. You can fast forward to the reading. This is for what's coming, what you're experiencing and what's coming up for you. It could be anything. So let's just, I got to get these cards shuffled. Give me a minute. All right, Capricorn, let's see what's going on with you. What's going on with Capricorn? What's going on with Capricorn? Too many. Oh. What's going on with Capricorn? Too many. I'm only taking one. The orphan. Well, you might be fostering or adopting. You could feel left out in the cold. Something changed. You feel left out, pushed out. Maybe you've lost a parent recently. If so, I'm very sorry. And so you just feel like an orphan. Maybe you had a partner leave and you had a kid with them, and you feel like your kid was orphaned by the partner. Rabbit. Luck. Fertility. Sexuality. Like, you could have been in a relationship with somebody or in a connection that was maybe very physical, very sexual, and then maybe they've got others on the side and you just kind of feel not that special from this person. Something changed. Luck, though, could be lucky. Like this might be a good thing that happened. It might not feel like it right now, though. I don't feel like you're feeling super good about this, but something good may come out of this. What else for Capricorn? Maybe somebody, changed their mind out of fear and it left you feeling left out. The moon reversed. Okay. Five of Wands reversed. And then Page of Swords. You got communication from somebody that made you feel left out, but I feel like this is a good thing because you're going to realize, or you're realizing that maybe your life is a lot more simple now without that person or that relationship. You know, this person, they may not have just been they just didn't want to emotionally commit. You could have found something about them online. Maybe there were options. They had options, and you're like, I don't want competition. Like, you're very clear about that. That's not a question for you. So you could have just left something, but you just feel left out. You feel not special. This person didn't treat you well, if it's a relationship. Or, you know, if it was a group dynamic, it was just getting kind of dicey. It was not, it was drama. Maybe they were saying things online about you or something. It was maybe like you feel lucky that you found what you found. Otherwise, you wouldn't have really known because it was happening behind your back. Unseen. Yeah, it's happening behind your back. You didn't know something was happening, but your intuition was picking up on it. Otter. I mean, that's a playful card, but this just could have been a player. Just somebody's just not serious, immature. Or like the group was that way. I think your intuition was picking up on something and you started paying attention to this person and what they were saying and doing. You could have like turned into like detective mode and just like started, you know, following them on social media, like just digging through. You started doing some digging. Strength reversed, Three of Wands reversed, and the Fool reversed. Yeah, something just was no question. Like you had to, yeah, you had to get out of that. There was no question. No question. It just kind of like stopped in its tracks once you figured out what was going on. And you just felt, what's coming? You're going to figure something out. You know, you might have figured some stuff out, and then you just finally make the decision to just not move forward with this person. Oops. You might be still staying in with this person or this group because there's some benefits there, friends with benefits kind of thing, or so you don't feel alone. But I think you're gonna shut it down. You might find something else out that makes you just shut it down. Now, if it's not about that, then what else is coming? Someone may come into your life that is a fun energy, playful energy, light energy, could be a little immature. I don't really see it going anywhere though. Somebody might be watching you. I'm not stalking, but just they've got their eye on you and they want to tell you that they like you, but they're not I don't think they're going to. I think they're they don't have a lot of confidence. This could be, you could maybe be having some eye issues, vision issues. Or like you might have plans for something and then something happens and they change. I don't know what the plans are for. Like a new start. You were going to do something. Maybe like a new job, and then it falls through. Or you might just, because maybe they just weren't that serious about it. Or I don't know, maybe you get a better offer or they're not offering enough. Yeah, something else will come in. Something else is going to come in, but it's like you're going to feel kind of bummed that something is going to just stop. I don't know if it's a relationship, if it's like a new opportunity, just plans that you had coming up, maybe travel plans. It's going to something will fall through, but something else is going to come in its place, but not after really being bummed about this for a minute. Let's get a card for Capricorn. For now, purification. That's that moon in reversed. Drink a lot of water. What's this orphan? Yeah, like offloading a group of people or a person that is not good for you. What's coming? Willingness. I think you're just going to have to be able to go with the flow on what's going to change. Be willing to pivot. If it's somebody coming in, maybe just be willing to hang out with them, or just, I don't really see it going anywhere, but I don't know, maybe I don't even know if they'll come towards you because they seem kind of insecure, but willingness. All right, Capricorn, there's your reading. I hope that helped. If it resonated, let me know. Be really interested to hear. Please like and subscribe. And let's move on to Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. This is your all signs reading for what you're experiencing, what's coming down the pipeline for you, what's coming. You can always fast forward to the reading while I shuffle. All right. Aquarius, what's going on with you? What is going on with Aquarius? The shaman. You may have been in a dark space, but you're like doing a lot of transformation. It might not have felt like that at first, but it's happening now. Like a richness is coming from this. Something put you in a dark place. You may be seeking out a shaman. The turtle. You're I feel like you're protecting yourself. I think you're really taking your time. Something happened that wasn't good, that hurt you. And it really took you on a ride. Like when you left something that really took you on a ride. But it's like it's changed you. It's elevated you, but on a really deep level. It's taken some time. you're really in a protective mode of you're self-protecting because you really got hurt. You got burned. You really did. Yeah. You could be trying to heal a chronic issue, chronic pain. This chronic pain may be affecting your quality of life. You may be withdrawing more from social situations. It's just really starting to affect you. Three of Cups. Yeah, see, I think there was a group of people that hurt you. I think this involved a group of people. Six of Wands. They were jealous. They were jealous of you. The Moon. Oh yeah, they were. Oh yeah, they were. They did not like the attention you were getting. You were shining way too bright. And you just got ousted. You got, man, they projected onto you big time. Yeah, they did. And it really threw you for a loop. It really made you question yourself. But you're not anymore, though. You're actually in a good place, but you're guarded. You're guarded. I think you're confused why this happened. It's almost like you know why it happened, but you at the same time, you still go over it and try because you're still confused. But I could tell you what happened. They were jealous of you. They were really jealous. You were outshining people. You're a very deep, powerful person. You are very powerful. And you were just you being you really amplified these people's shadow. The eternal child. This chronic pain, either this has been going on since you were a child, or this could be happening, this chronic pain could be rooted in more like a childhood trauma. So it could be a physical trauma that you experienced as a child, or it could be an emotional trauma, like a trauma inflicted on you by somebody else. And I think that's going to start to come to light for you. And that's when your healing will really begin. I think you were dealing with very immature souls. Wounded, very wounded souls. But it wounded you. What they did really wounded you. It almost like brought you back to some childhood wounding that had happened to you, like a pattern. Like, this isn't the first time this has happened. Shark. Yeah, you were dealing with some really narcissistic people. They wanted to take you down because you showed them everything they're not. Wow. I mean, this is very clear for me. Okay, the Fool, Five of Pentacles reversed, and the High Priestess. You really saw what was going on. I think you got yourself out of there. You may have removed yourself before they could oust you. And now you feel like you're starting over. It's like you're having to start again. I don't even see this as like, I'm not sure you're happy about it. You're just like, well, what do you do? I mean, you know, either they're going to oust me or I'm just going to remove myself. I think that was your options. Those were your options. Because you saw the people you were dealing with. Very in tune, very powerful. They did not like that. They just did not like your energy at all. And you had good energy. Like you're just very powerful. I don't think you even realize it. You do not realize how powerful you are. It's almost like your light is too bright. People like squint. They're just people who aren't used to that. They can't handle it. They think they're drawn to it. They're drawn to you, but at the same time your light burns them. It just because they're dark. Yep, manipulative. I think they were gaslighting. I feel like you walked away from something that was financially abundant for you. Like you had to walk away from an opportunity. This could have been a work situation. It could be family. It could be a partner. Could be children involved. Like a custody battle, or like you just had to get out of that though, like the marriage or the relationship. There might have been like something uncovered where you were like, well, I gotta go. It was like these people wanted the attention, but you were getting it. And it just stirred them up. All right. Let's get a word for Aquarius. What are they dealing with now? Acceptance. Yep. You're accepting. That's the turtle. That's the shaman card. You're just trying to find some acceptance. This was not cool. And you're just trying to, you're coming to acceptance. You don't have a choice. Okay. What's coming up for you? Power. You may find out more things about these people. Something new's coming in. I wonder if you're going to have a chance to go back to those people in that reality, like in a new way or something. Show your power somehow. Or like, maybe you'll win the court battle over the kids or something. You're going to find something out about these people or this person. It's going to make them look bad. Suddenly you won't feel so out in the cold here. I think I think somehow whatever you find out or whoever reaches out to you to tell you something about these people or this person, you're going to feel like you're not alone in this or something like that. But I feel like this has been going on for a while, or this happened a while ago and you're still kind of dealing with it. All right. Aquarius, that's your reading. I hope that helped. Leave a comment if it resonated. I would love to hear about it, and like and subscribe. That would be awesome. And let's move on to Pisces. Hey Pisces, welcome to your all signs for you. This is what's coming up for you and what you've been dealing with. Feel free to like and subscribe. You can also fast forward to the reading. All right, let me shuffle this deck. Okay. Pisces, what is going on with you these days? What are you experiencing? Okay. The kiss. Someone else got this. A new relationship, perhaps. A new connection. Back in the dating scene. You know, you might have had your first kiss with somebody that you've been liking. Maybe you're thinking about the first kiss you had with somebody that you're no longer talking to. Well, there's somebody that's really into you right now, or that you're really into, like really attracted to. Someone's really attracted to you. Like, this is very mutual. You're thinking about this person, what it would be like to kiss them, to have your first kiss, or you've had a kiss and now you're just thinking about that. Like, I'd like to do that again. That's what you're thinking. 10 of Cups. I think you guys feel very connected. You might be, wow, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. This is a very powerful connection. A lot of potential. Like, you're both seeing a future here with each other. I wonder if you've met the one. What else, Pisces? You're hanging out with this person. 2 of Pentacles or 2 of Pentacles. There's always a card that just has to throw a wrench. You know, it's just, I don't know, you might have a lot going on. You might not, you might have somebody else. You're juggling 2 people. They may be juggling 2 people. And so it's like, I can't help, the Peacock card gets me worried because it's like, is this just somebody putting on a really good show? They're telling you everything you want to hear. It's like a love bombing situation. And you're looking for something solid, so you're questioning, is this solid? Is this person solid? Are they going to give me what I want? This could be a work situation. I just feel like you're a little conflicted here. Like, you don't really know what to do. That's why I'm wondering, is this a work situation? It's on the bottom, the threshold. Okay. Unicorn. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this person's really winning you over. Or maybe you've got you've got a unicorn, you got a peacock. And you're trying to figure out, or the unicorn is the peacock. And it's like, do I take a leap of faith? Do I dive head first into this relationship with this person? Maybe they're offering you something like, let's move in together. Let's have a family. Chariot reversed. Oh, gosh. Okay. 6 of Cups. Magician reversed. Oh. This is really... There's a connection, a huge connection here. That's what's really causing you to just not know what to do, because you do feel connected to this person. But it's like there's something that almost just feels like you don't know if you can trust this person or what they're telling you. Again, if this is a work situation, it's like maybe you're just wondering, like, you guys have imagined being together, but you haven't actually, kissed or anything, but you could feel that spark and chemistry between you, but it's a work situation. So everybody's putting the brakes on it. Like, do we go there? Do we really go there? And it could affect everything, but there's a connection, there's an attraction. But it's like at the same, what's coming is like a, the brakes, everybody's putting the brakes on. At least you are. It could be the other person too. It's not a good time. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. I'm not sure I envy your position here, because this looks really difficult. This looks very like you're getting pulled in two different directions. You kind of aren't going to know what to do. What's the right thing to do? What's the right thing to do? It's just not a good time. But you guys are going to still communicate. You're going to want to come toward each other. They may very well just be like offering, just trying to get you to, jump into this, and you don't know if you want to mess up a good thing, like with the environment, or if you're just not ready for like something serious, but you don't want this to lose this person. You're questioning this. Is this person for real? But there's this chemistry, this attraction. I mean, oh my gosh. The World. Knight of Cups, King of Cups, and then there's that Two of Swords. It's like there's all the reasons in the world to move forward, and then there's a not moving forward, because I don't know if you're picking up on something, if they have someone on the side, and they may be very open to you about that. You might, it might not be a secret that, yeah, I'm married, or I'm dating other people. I don't want a huge commitment, and then there's like the environment could be playing a part in this, but there's all this potential. But is there really, if they're with somebody? But you cannot deny the chemistry and the connection. You just cannot deny it. If you guys haven't kissed, you really want to. You both do. You both just think each other is just so attractive. This could be a twin flame situation here too. And like somebody's with a karmic, and they may not be willing to get out of it, It's not a good time. The timing's not right. All right, let's get a word for Pisces right now. Support. Maybe they're a friend and you just don't want to mess that up. Okay, what else? Tenderness is coming up. I just think it's going to be really hard to resist this person. But I don't know, you may have friends, or you're talking to somebody about this. They could be making you question things too, but it says support. So I feel like you're feeling like you're getting support, like good support. And maybe you don't want to mess up the work situation, because that supports you. That's a structure in your life that you don't want to mess up. I'm glad you're taking some pauses here. I think that's a good thing. I don't think this is as cut and dry as you think it is. It might feel, the attraction is very cut and dry, but this seems like a more complicated situation than just that. So there could be some casualties here somehow, some way. Maybe they're with like one of your friends. They're dating one of your friends, or like your coworker. I don't know. Like, it just feels complicated. Something feels complicated. All right, Pisces, there's your reading. If that resonated, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Please like and subscribe. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening, if you made it this far. And I will come back. And if you like this kind of reading, let me know in the comments. Okay, well, I wish you the best. I'll see you again soon.